Okay, let's see now. Okay, looks like that's working. Okay, what kind of sound am I picking up in the background real fast? Let's just check that and see. Okay, it's not very loud. Oh, here, stay away from here, bud. Okay. So I think everything is working. Got things going here. So I'm going to go ahead and let's hurry and sleep real fast. Get it light again. And we have things going again. So this is... Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I think I forgot to fix and delive. I forgot to fix the name. So let's do that real quick. Oop. You all done there, bud? Hey, do you want to eat? No? Still don't want to eat? I'm trying to get my son to eat because he needs to eat and then take a nap. But he's just not quite been hungry enough to eat yet. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and work on this for a little bit. So I've been gathering materials for the cactus farm. This is the cactus farm right over here, which I will be working on. But at the current moment, I have this tree farm that I got set up, and we'll just go ahead and start working on it. What I've been doing is it's got TNT at the top. I do not know how to make a TNT duper yet, so I do not have infinite TNT, which means that I'm kind of in a pickle when it comes to like the amount of TNT that I use, because it's a limited supply. And so what I've been doing is just using TNT on the more annoying parts of the tree, which is basically where the tree has all of the leaves. Like, I don't like clearing up leaves that much, and it can be a real pain in the butt, so I've just been using it on mostly the higher parts of the tree where the leaves are, so that I'm not waiting for the leaves to disappear when it's time for the next tree to be grown. Anyway, and that's largely not out of actual need to grow it that way, or to do it that way. Like, I probably could go all the way down, but this just for now is what's been working. And I've just been, when I see that it grows, is when I go and work on that a little bit. And it has been positive on the amount of saplings. It's been making a decent amount of wood. I just took a few out. This is only from a few trees, so... You want up? Do you want to eat?
Mama.
Oh, you want to watch Let's Go Luna? What happened to your other show that you were watching?
Mama. Mama.
Okay, that's okay if you watch Luna. I'm just going to go ahead and turn that other one off there. Okay. Anyway, so I should have enough stuff set up. I'm going to go ahead and check this real quick. I've been waiting for all of the bamboo to sort through. Looks like it's still got a ways. So basically what happened here is I left this farm, like I AFK'd near it overnight. At the rate that it was going... Oh, here, what do you have? Do you have any coral? Nope. Holy cow, 3 emeralds for a piece of kelp. That is a ridiculous price. That is completely ridiculous. Holy cow. Anyway, so I stayed AFK and I filled up the chests and a good amount of the hoppers with cactus. And so I've just been letting this start to burn off the cactus. Okay, these ones just ran out of cactus. These ones looks like they just finished with the cactus they had. Anyway, so I have a decent amount of cactus flowing in. Once this fills up, then it will start over and full on this one. And it is just burning through. I think there's still a good amount in there, yep. So anyway, cactus is flowing in at a good rate. We're going to maximize that and go ahead and keep on building this farm upwards. So real quick, we need to grab 3 of these and 3 of these. Also, we'll grab 3 of these. Okay, and then these we'll grab, how about, wait, I don't even need any cobblestone walls. I already put in the cobblestone walls, so I'm actually good on those. So I could grab 8 and 8, but then in case I break something, I need something. Oh, let's do that. Yeah, 8 and 8. So I'm going to grab 8 of those and 8 stacks of the end rods. Okay, and this should be enough to do another 2 levels if I'm not mistaken. So as far as I've made it now, if I counted right last night, this should be enough to do another of that same amount. And I want to eventually get it all the way up to the top, but I'm going to be going back and forth between the cactus farm build and the bamboo farm over on the other side. So anyway, let's just go ahead and we'll just fly down into here. Doesn't really matter where I start, so I'm probably actually going to start. Well, I like to go one way and around. Since the top of that's up there, maybe I'll just start it near there. Or right here. Let's do it right here. Okay. So what we need to do now is we're going to go ahead and swap these out. So I need end rods, fences, smooth stone, sand, and cactus. What did your mom say real fast? Hey, I know you want to watch Luna. Here, you can have it back. Okay, well that was good news that I just got. So, my wife is pregnant currently, and they were kind of worried that the baby was facing the wrong direction. But it looks like he is head down, so he is in the right direction, which is, it's good news. Anyway, for anyone that knows anything about babies, it's good when babies are head down because that's the way that they need to come out in the end. So you can have problems if they're facing the wrong direction. They call it breech, basically, if anything, like if they're facing any direction but head down. And the doctors were a little bit worried that the baby was breech, but it looks like he's in a good position, so we don't have to worry too much about that anymore. And babies will rotate over time. It's just that if they're in the wrong position, then what can happen? Hey, no, get back into this. Anyway, what they can do is if the baby is breech, then sometimes the doctor just decides that it is best to go ahead and try and basically from the outside manually turn the baby so that it's head down and then induce them, so then they give the mom a shot of something to make her go into labor. And so basically they were worried about having to do that with my wife if the baby wasn't in the correct position, but it looks like it is, so we're all good. Our last pregnancies actually last about 40 weeks, which is actually a little over 9 months. It's closer to 10 months. Anyway, so it's normal for a woman to go into labor by that time of 40 weeks. If they go longer, a lot of times they'll induce them. And then in that circumstance that I just described, they'll induce them. But my wife's last pregnancy, her water actually broke at 38 weeks, I believe. Yeah, it was a couple weeks early. It was early enough that I think generally after like 39 weeks, then they consider that okay. But at 38 weeks, then it's just protocol, even though the baby was healthy and everything, that we needed to stay in the hospital overnight a couple of days just so they could monitor him a little closer, because he was just a teensy bit early. But yeah, everything was fine with him, and we ended up just getting some, well, Ashley, my wife, got free hospital food. I technically didn't qualify for free hospital food, but she usually just ordered more so I could eat her leftovers, you know. Wink, wink. Anyway, it actually wasn't bad. Like, I know that people give hospital food a bad rap, at least at the hospital that Ashley had Parker in. They had okay food. Like, I've been a cook, and it surprised me that they had as good a quality as they did at a hospital. Anyway, that's my random little story to start out the stream. I'm sure you, like anyone that is possibly going to rewatch this in the future, just loves the idea of talking about babies, but that's just what's going on in my life currently, so. It's kind of weird being, I don't know, like in today's culture they talk about how millennials, which technically I'd be a millennial, I guess, they're afraid of getting married and having kids because they can't afford it. But the thing is actually in the circumstance that we're in as poor college students, oops. You know what, I'm gonna go grab that, because even though it's kind of annoying to have to go back up, I'd prefer going back up to trying to find that one specific block later on when I need it. Anyway, just because I'm trying to do it with the exact amount that I need, and I normally don't make little mistakes like that. Anyway, so what I was getting at was that, like, a lot of times you hear people say that millennials aren't getting married and having kids because they don't feel like they can afford it. And that is true if you are, like, having a baby can be very costly, right? All the stuff that goes along with babies is expensive. Like, they really charge you out the nose for a lot of baby stuff. And it's like, oh, here's a ground-up pear and a thing, let's charge you extra money for it, you know, like more than a normal pear would cost, or I don't know, stuff like that. But one of the things that we've benefited from, though, is because we've both been students and stuff, we don't have a large income, and so we qualify for Medicaid. And I know that people have differing opinions on Medicaid and everything, and so I'm not going to go too crazy into detail, but basically, being as poor as we are, then we qualify for that kind of health care. And on that health care, then having a baby is actually basically free. So I think one thing that most people our age are totally missing is that depending on your insurance, it can actually not be bad at all to have a kid. And for me, when it comes to having kids, my kind of philosophy is like I am already, like I've been a parent for a couple years now, almost. It has been exhausting. But then I think, well, would I want to be doing this when I'm in my 50s? And the answer is heck no. Like, when my kids are, like, hopefully by the time I'm 50, my kids will basically be grown and to where they're all teenagers and stuff, so I'm not dealing with little kids when I'm older. And I feel like it kind of weirds me out a little bit when I do see people that have gray hair, that look like they're obviously in their late 40s, early 50s, that have little tiny babies, and that, like, okay, they probably waited until they were super well established to have a kid, and that kid's probably going to have everything except for a sibling or more than one sibling, or parents that can actually keep up with them completely. And I don't know, I guess that is changing too, that it seems like the way that healthcare has gone and just the general attitude of exercising, you do see people that are in their 50s that are in good health, probably better health than like some 30-year-olds and stuff, but generally at that age then they can't keep up as well. And I've known some poor kids in the past that got adopted by an older couple, and said older couple was not able to keep up with them like they thought they would, even though they'd had kids earlier on in their lives. And so they basically got tired of the kids and basically put the kids out, which, I mean, rightfully everyone in the town that knew these people was very upset with them, because how do you commit to take on a kid and give them a home and then abandon them again? And so they were rightfully shunned. But it is something that, I mean, you think about that, and it's like when you've already had kids and they were already raised and gone out of the house, and then you decide to do it, but you're the age of a grandparent. Unless you are very dedicated, that is a very difficult circumstance to put yourself in. Even if you do have all the money and all the other things to take care of them, like, kids need a lot more than just, finances. They need a lot more than just, having someone to give them a roof over their head. And granted, kids are probably much better off with someone that can provide those, those necessities. But it's like, even as a young, poor person, we still manage to put a roof over our head, even in a place that is relatively expensive to live in. And it's not easy, and it's a tiny apartment that we live in. But at least we have the energy to keep up and keep them entertained, and I don't know. So I feel like I'll be able to, like, even as I grow older, have enough stamina to keep up with my kids and be able to do activities with them like my own father did. Because one of the things that I loved most as a kid, I wasn't a huge fan of, like, I shared a room with my brothers, so I didn't have, like, a ton of personal space or anything, But it wasn't like my room was my best place to be. I didn't have really, like, we had game systems, but they were usually a little bit on the older side, or they were, like, obtained by my older siblings, my older brother specifically. And so I still had video game systems and stuff to play, but my dad also instilled a very large love for the outdoors, and at least in me and most of my siblings. I have one brother that's kind of not as big on the outdoors, but anyway, that sense of wonder in nature and everything, like, that doesn't really cost very much, and it's something that, it's just taking the time and the energy to be able to go and do that with your child. So Anyway. Moving on, well, I guess I could talk about outside. So I actually grew up in the Four Corners area of the US. Like, I don't live there anymore, but I grew up there. And one of the awesome things about that area is that my hometown was super tiny. Like 4,000 to 5,000 people, somewhere in there. It's like my high school class, my graduating senior class was only like 67 people. I want to say it might have been up into 70s, but it definitely wasn't over 80. And most classes, even the bigger ones, weren't over 100 really. So anyway, with that, there wasn't a lot to do in the town. Like, we didn't even get a bowling alley until I was like a senior in high school, I think. And there's only one movie theater that was old, and you know, it took like until I was also a teenager before they even put new seats in it after like the first 30 years or whatever. I don't know, maybe more. Yeah, Parker. Anyway, but we lived in between like Bridges National Park, Canyonlands National Park, the Four Corners National Monument, Monument Valley, which is where they have the mittens that they show in like almost... There's so many movies that they show that little area with the mittens in it. It's like Forrest Gump where he stops running. That is the area that I grew up right by. It's like when he's out in the desert and he just gives up running and just starts walking. Like, I've driven down the highway multiple times and through that valley and everything. Anyway, and so a bunch of other national monuments. I just made Bears Ears National Monument a little while ago, like Obama did, like the last week of his presidency. He made it way too big, but you know, that was Obama. I think that was kind of a, I don't know, my personal view on that is that he kind of did it to spite Republicans, because that area is heavily Republican, and he knew that that was kind of a slap in the face of a lot of people that lived there. Anyway, here I have to decide how to do this part now. Okay, so I need to make, just while I'm in this situation right now, I need to make a platform big enough to be able to land on so that I can build from it, because it's really difficult to build this part from right here, but I can at least build the first necessary pieces to go on building. Oh boy. Anyway, so I lived in the middle of a bunch of national parks and monuments and stuff, which was a really awesome place to live. Oh, hello there, Y-Dog. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for the donation. Anyway, so it was easy to get a love for, you know, the outdoors out there, even if, you know, the town was kind of small and didn't really have a lot of stuff. It was a nice place to live still. And then Y-Dog, I'm sure you remember all the random like box forts and things that we did. That was a lot of fun. I was just talking to myself for a while there. Never know who's gonna join the stream or when, so Oh. When does the Y dog work today? Is that at 3 again? So you're just popping in, or are you there for a while? I'm kind of yawning, but it's not even because I'm really tired. It's just that this is on 15 minutes. Okay, well, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I'm just working on this gigantic cactus farm here. Oh, another lemon. What is that lemon supposed to be? Like, it just looks like it's... I don't know. You're reminding me of, like, Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Like salad fingers or what? No. That's two different things. So not Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, but the salad fingers guy, do you know what I'm talking about? That's green and got the really long messed up fingers. That's what that lemon, that face reminds me of something I'd see on that show. Whatever that thing is called. I don't know, that's one of the most messed up things I've probably ever seen. Oh, no, not again. And you're making me feel all icky inside, holy cow. Is this what I get for not gaming last night? You're just gonna spam my chat with creepy lemons? You have an idea? Oh, do you want that movie? Okay. Parker's asking for a movie. I'm gonna see if I can get him to eat some food too real quick. So, oh, BRB. You wanna watch the food? You have an idea? Okay, do you want to go eat too? Here, how about we get you ready? Okay, well, if you don't want to eat, then you don't want to eat. I put in the movie he wanted, asked if he wanted to eat. He refused to eat, and now he's crying over it. They say terrible twos, but I think Parker, even though he's not quite two, he's starting to get into that a tiny bit. Picking up these random things that I know I did not teach him. I don't know, maybe it's Ashley. I'm just kidding. She would hate me for even saying that, so I better stop now. Okay. Anyway, this is just going to be the largest cactus farm ever. I already did, I don't know, am I maybe about halfway? I don't know for sure. I don't know how tall I'm going to build this in the end. But it's got, like, I need to have it pumping out cactus at a crazy rate. And so I'm going to build it large. I have been thinking about covering over the center square here. Like just finishing it all in, because I could do that, but at the same time I like having it be semi-unique in that it's got that hole in the center, you know, I'm going for looks as well as efficiency, and I can just go taller, so why do I need so much? Good question. It's because I want the experience that I get from cooking it, and I need to cook a lot of stuff. I need to cook a lot of green stuff to be able to get that sweet XP that I need, you know, so that I can do everything else just until I can get a different XP farm figured out. But as well, this is like an instant XP farm once everything is set up and done. So I feel like I've showed this a little bit before, but anyway, the furnaces in Minecraft, when you cook stuff in them, they now store XP, or they did as of the 1.13, the water update. And so because of that, what you can do is run more stuff through it than just one stack of items, and run them into like a hopper or a chest or whatever, and then get the experience back out. It may only be hoppers, I don't know. I'll have to look into that a little bit more. Okay, hold on, down a fence. Anyway, so I need to get that all worked out before I even go crazy on the amount of mining and stuff that I do, because once everything is smelted and I have that stored, then I should be able to just go draw out, like, here, let's just show you. I should be able to just go grab, oh poop. Which side did that fence go to? It might have jumped into the top here. Yep, okay. Maybe I should lock that for the time being, because I can lock this hopper here. Yeah, maybe I'll just lock it. That way if I do lose anything, it doesn't go to where it can be burned over time. Anyway, so this hopper, for example, right here, it's got a lot of stuff underneath it. Once that is full, then when I grab an item from right here, let's just do this one. Okay, so if you see this, if I go ahead and we'll just look, so my armor right here, it's damaged. If I go ahead and put, so all this stuff that I have on me can be repaired. So if we look at that now, it's mending my armor, and it mended these up a little bit. So the whole idea is that I get it to where there's a lot done so that it mends up a whole lot. So anyway, because it is taking so long, and I've pulled stuff, I need to get these completely cleared of all the items so that it's only cactus in here, and then it should be a little bit better too, because I've drawn experience from that before. But anyway, there are other things that I could be doing, like as well, I could be doing kelp, and I might actually get some kelp set into the system as well to like help supply the bamboo. But the kelp itself is going to need to be on a slightly different system, so I'm just trying to figure things out. Where am I at on the current part of the build? There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Anyway, yeah, so the whole idea then with Cactus is that it's something that I can make this automatic farm for. And the bamboo's already set up on an automatic farm so that I can have that like to where I don't need to interact with it at all, and it will still get me experience so that I can do all that repairing and enchanting and other stuff. I wish that you could get it to go straight to your items though, because I mean, I think I gained a few levels as well, and at the amount of levels that they have, that is actually pretty big amount of experience. It's just wasted on levels. Like, I wish that you could select whether or not you wanted it. Oh no, that just went to the wrong level, I think. Is it going to be important? Probably not. Am I going to fix it anyway? Yes. Did I pick it up? I think I did before it went through the system, so. Oh, you know what? This wandering trader, I don't know if you can see, but he's actually invisible right now. And his trades are locked out for the moment. But if we sleep, we should be able to see him. And I'm just hoping that I can find one that sells coral. Like the coral fans, or whatever they're called. So let's go ahead and check his trades. It's actually surprising how many traders I've had coming through here. He is the same one as before. You know something else you can do? You can kill these guys, and the llamas will attack you. But I should be able to eventually tame the llamas once they're not super pissed at me. See, select this guy. Let's see. Can I not get on him? Can I get on you now? No. Anyway, you can kill those village trader guys, whatever. And it doesn't mess, like, it doesn't make any other villagers mad at you. Like, I pissed the llamas off, that's for sure. And I've never had them attack me before, which is interesting. But I've actually managed to kidnap the llamas off of a bunch of other villager traders, and they're in the hole over there. Are they gonna follow me up? This would be interesting if they follow me up here. Okay, so I was all the way around this side, it looks like. It's such a waste of time going back down for those items, but at the same time, I'm just trying not to, like, have anything out of place in this entire build. And it's amazing how few mistakes I do make at that rate, but yeah, the green dye that I get from the cactus after it's cooked, I will probably use a good amount of it because I actually have other builds that I need a good amount of green dye for. Like the big tree, the tree area that I have not shown on stream yet, I don't think, at least not extensively. And what other areas? The pyramids, I use that to cover the sea lanterns on the ground. So there's quite a few places that's actually pretty useful for me. But in the end, I think I'll probably have way too much, and I won't use everything, so we'll just see what happens with all that. 116, okay. So as long as I'm ending on even numbers, then I know that I haven't missed anything. Now the whole reason for this farm, like being the shape it is and everything, is because it is pretty much the most compact cactus farm you can make that has... So it's a design by Ilmongo. He's a pretty serious, he cares a lot about efficiency because he works on a server, a Minecraft server called the Psycraft server, where they have Nembom, who for example wants a double chest of shulkers filled with every single item in the game. So not even just a double chest of every item, but a double chest that has shulkers of every single item in the game. So if you imagine a double chest, that's what, 54 shulkers worth of each item, which each shulker has the equivalent of one chest. So it's basically 54 chests of each item within that one double chest. Anyway, so some of the items like stone and stuff, I could probably even get there. Some of the other stuff, I don't know. But that means that, they have farms for everything. You know, so it's if you want ink, then they have these massive squid farms. Oh, poop, I went too many. Okay, let's see if it will let me jump up this. No. What do I do? I might have even lost an end rod randomly there. I don't know, let's just fall down and we'll check the chests here, I guess. Anyway, but because of this madness that they have on this server, then he went through and basically made a video where he checked all kinds of like variations and how efficient they were of cactus farms. Like there's probably, I don't know, a few dozen different designs that he had. And so a lot of them are just very slight variations, but he was making sure, and the highest efficiency that he was able to get was 75% for cactus farms. So that 75% of the cactuses that grow and are dropped get collected. And the first one that he had that did that, he had a couple of designs that were able to reach that level. But one of them had water collection systems, and so you could not stack it as thoroughly as you can this one. And then this was the other 75% design. And that's just because all of the... Oh, how am I going to do this? Okay. And that's just because all of the cactus that breaks, like any direction that it breaks in, because it can break off like in the horizontals or diagonals. When it does break, then it hits either the cobblestone fence or this combination of fence posts and end rods and sends it all down. So it just keeps the cactus blocks that break off from hitting other cactus, which is the biggest herder of the efficiency. Like it's what hurts the efficiency the very most. Okay, I believe I have enough for the next one, so let's go ahead and start building that. What's the other thing that I need? Oh, the fences. Except I can swap these. Okay. So anyway, we're just going to keep on building up. I know it's kind of an insane amount of stuff that I'm trying to get here. But it has to be done. And plus, I think it's going to look pretty cool once everything is all said and done. So yeah, so this is a 75% efficient farm. Using Ilmongo's design. I'm going to say that over and over, so... Okay, you gotta go. We'll have fun at work there. Have fun checking people into the hotel. Yep, he's got a real job. Yes? Oh, did you drop something in there? Okay, well let me do my job and go help my kid real fast. Okay. I almost missed that. That would have been a pain in the butt to go back to get after a certain point. Okay. The hardest thing about this farm is just try not to miss anything, because everything is so repetitive that it is very easy to get yourself turned around and accidentally miss like one location of end rods or whatever. So luckily, because I just got lucky that on each level of this farm there's exactly a stack and a half of sand and cactus. So basically I have, and then as well the other stuff is all in even stacks. So if I have anything left over, then I know that I did something wrong, I missed something, basically. Which, yeah, it's good. It's good to know that. Let's just hope I make it through. I may not have enough end rods, but if I run out of end rods, then I know that I need the same amount of fence posts as well. And if I run out, it's probably going to be by 2 stacks instead of just 1 stack. So when I get to the end of what I have on me, then I'll know for sure. Oh, looks like this is in the end pieces. Yeah, I have this awkward 1 block gap on each of the 4 sections here. I'm not exactly a fan of having that gap, but the reason why it is there is just because I made this thing with a 2 block center instead of a 1 block center like I normally would. And this farm has a 1 block center, so it just, you know, it works out just enough to be awkward. Slightly, but it's also not very noticeable. Like, I find that once I'm looking through the glass, I hardly even notice that there's a small gap there, so. And at least it satisfies the symmetrical part of my brain with the fact that, like the part of my brain that loves symmetry, I guess, with the fact that it at least has that 1 gap in the same place on each of the 4 sides. And so it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like one of those designs or something that has, I'm trying to think of one that, like maybe kind of like the Google Chrome design, where it's got that diagonal of the different colors all the way around. Oop. Oh, just a second. Hey, no. Not be picking up this rock. Probably scared. That'll keep a little underneath us, bud. Hey, are you ready to eat? No. Hey, you need to eat? No. Why are you not wanting to eat? Well, it's almost 3. You're not going to eat. You're not going to eat. That's fine. Okay. Well, he's not super happy about it being nap time, but he never is. It's funny because for a little while there with Parker, then he was okay with naps. And he still is generally. Like, he'll still, usually when I put him down, he'll stay down and actually take the nap. But it's just occasionally, like, he kind of fights against it because he wants to keep on playing. But it's like if I let him just keep on playing every time that it was nap time, then he would crash so hard, and he gets so grumpy if he misses his nap. So it's like, you know that he needs it. He refuses to take it peacefully though, so it's just like, ah. Okay. And this is such a large amount of stuff to be doing. Okay, yeah, looks like I missed it by 2. So maybe once I get this down, instead of moving over to that next section completely, oh, I missed something. I missed one section of end rods somewhere. Okay, well let's do this then. I'm gonna hop up on top of these and start making my way across here until I find the... there we go. Okay, now I can hop back down. Okay. My wife just asked me something real fast, so I'll take care of that real quick. Do these guys still hate me? Did they calm down? Oh, they're not trying to attack me anymore, at least. Maybe I'll eventually be able to tame them. Okay. Oh wait, oops. I did not want to do that. Okay. Wait, can I hop on you if I have nothing in my hand and actually tame you? Oh, I can now. Ha! Yeah, that's what I'll do, llamas. I killed your owner. You hated me for it. But now I am kidnapping you for my own. And one day I will have a llama army. And the llamas will bring peace to this land. Except that I'm the one that's making this place a horrible place to live. Because there's no hostile mobs here. I haven't actually tried to see if I could breed these guys yet, but I mean I have them, so... Okay. Let's keep on keeping on then. So I need a couple more of these. And a couple more of these. And it looks like I'm actually going to need to make some more fences soon. But for the time being, I at least should have enough stuff to keep on moving, so... Where am I at currently? So it's around the back somewhere, I believe, on this side. And try and make it back over to this side that I was on. Okay. Let's go ahead and build up some more. So this is going to be pretty interesting once all this cactus starts growing fully, which should be hopefully by about the time I actually get this, the top half to this section done. Because I'm doing another couple of rows up. So about another, what is that, 8 blocks deep. And we have probably 2 or 3 more rows left until I hit the top of the glass, and then I need to decide if it's large enough or keep on going. Which I might keep on going, honestly. Like, we might as well go for the stars on this build, go crazy huge. Because the stuff to smelt, like, I need a gigantic supply of it, and so this could be exactly what I need. Anyway, so while I'm working on this, it's going to be producing a good amount, but also what I'm hoping is that it can get up to a point where it's just like constantly flowing in, you know, so that when you look in the hopper there's a steady stream of cactus. Cacti? Is it cacti? I think probably cacti. Anyway, but I want it to be like a steady stream of cacti popping in, which is a rather difficult thing to do given the growth rate of cacti, or cactus, cacti, I don't know. I'm not good with words, guys. Anyway, so we'll go ahead and see how it's working at this point, and then that will give us an idea of how fast it's going to be going when it's all said and done. Looks like I'm on the last quadrant of this part, and then we have just the upper level to build. And one thing is, I do like how this farm looks as well. I think it looks good from the outside. So I'm pretty happy with this build all around, because it just, you know, it has that, it's aesthetically pleasing as far as Minecraft can be aesthetically pleasing, right, when it comes to a Minecraft build. Like, this is one of the better looking farms that I know of. There's other farms that are really functional, but this one is just like the patterns running through it and stuff. And then once I build an outer shell, because what I'm gonna do eventually, guys, is probably build an outer shell to try and make it look like a big office building or a big mega corporation building of some kind. And with that, it's going to have probably different colored glass. It's going to have different things running around the outside, you know, as far as detailing. And so it's going to look cool from the outside as well as from the inside when you walk in and see that it's a big cactus farm and everything. Like, and I want it to have that wow factor. If that's a thing. You know what I can do right now? So while I'm thinking about it, I can do this kind of thing here. Because I'm going to need a platform to put stuff on. As far as those. And that is one thing that I can do pretty easy at this point. Is just put in a few of those. A few of these little smooth stone slabs. Just because I need them for the upper level. When I start building the next level, it's going to need the stuff in between here. And if I get a good platform built now, then that's going to make things way easier later. I'm sorry if I'm talking kind of slow. It's like trying to think and talk and do everything at the same time can be a little bit much. Anyway, looks like I'm almost there. Okay, I got 2 there, 2 of these each. So it looks like we ended with just the right amount of stuff. Okay, and now for the upper level. Let's go ahead and do this. And like I was saying just a little bit ago, I already made that level, that platform there, so that now when I drop down in, I can just go straight to the part that I need to be working on. Can I get all the way? There we go. I can get that one. If I can get over to this side, that's the side that I want to work on first because they've been growing longer. So they're more likely to start actually producing while I'm even building this little section here. Kind of wonder how much work goes into making this music that I have playing in the background, because this is some of the copyright free music that you can get on YouTube Creator Studio, because I also have my own YouTube channel, right? And so when I put stuff on YouTube, because I don't have the funds really to like just go spend a bunch of cash on the rights to different music in my videos, then I need to have that free music. And some of this music is actually really good, like it's really well done. And they, you know, it's just the creators that are putting it out there for other creators to use, which is awesome. And it just makes me wonder sometimes how much work these guys are actually putting into producing this music, because like I've worked on music stuff before, like I've mixed my own music in very small amounts though, like I'm probably not more than the average person. Well, I guess if the average person has done a little bit in the past. But anyway, so I mean I've done a little bit, and I know that it takes me quite a while just to even find that kind of the rhythm, the underlying rhythm and the sound that you want it to have. Because that's the other thing as well, is like music is so expressive that, I mean, you can basically portray any mood, right? And so like even trying to find something that goes along with a specific mood, like I don't know if they're just like, oh, I feel sad today, so I'm going to make something sad. Or if it's just like, okay, well, this is what I want to do, and so, you know, even if they're feeling sad, then they just start working on the song and it comes out happy. Or I don't know, I know a lot of movies portrayed as music being like something spontaneous. You know, that it's just like, oh, well, I wrote it in, I don't know, some of the great songs that it's like, oh, that was written in like 5 or 10 minutes, or, you know, we played it in one session, or, and if they're religious, a lot of times they say it's from God, or, you know, that inspiration came from somewhere else, not themselves. Which I do find interesting as well, that it's just like, I don't know, I feel like with me though, I've never created something like completely unique. So the intro that I use on my YouTube videos, like when I made it, it was like, does this sound like something? And I couldn't figure out what it possibly could have sounded like, but at the same time I wasn't 100% sure that it didn't sound like something, you know, because that was just my luck, that instead of coming up with something new, then I basically just copied something else without realizing it. And so I ran it by some friends, they couldn't think of anything that it sounded like. Well, you know, after a couple of days after I finished making it and did like my little recording on my piano and stuff, and got it set up for the video intro on my YouTube channel, then I realized that it sounded like Stargate Atlantis intro. And it's not note for note. And I have different instruments and kind of background stuff going on. But it sounds very much like, you know, it sounds more like a remix of that song than it does like something unique. And that wasn't something that I was trying to do on purpose, because I was trying to create something, you know, something new, so that I wouldn't have any problem of, you know, people claiming that it wasn't mine, or I don't know. But then there's so many other people that do remixes of like the Mario song, or like there's a few that I use that are remixes by my friends of the Minecraft songs. That's another murky thing where it's like, okay, well, you know, they remixed it to sound similar, but, you know, there are people that they make completely new stuff, or they're trying to make a parody, and so they make the music all their own, but it does sound very much like the original, you know, so I don't know. I feel like music is one of those things where it's like, yeah, you want to give credit to the people who created the actual song or whatever that you're using, or, but at the same time, it's like music is something that you can internalize without realizing that you've internalized it, right? Or that that song feels like it expresses part of you, even though someone else wrote it. And so then it's hard not to want to use that song and remember that song and, you know, sing along. And it's kind of like the happy birthday song, like that's copyrighted. And who doesn't know the happy birthday song, right? Like, I'm pretty sure every single person has heard of it. But it's like, oh, you can't sing that at a restaurant. You know, it's like, at what point is it like, okay, well, you're just trying to make money off of it now? Because you have millions and millions and millions of people that know the song and that love it. And you're not allowing them to sing it in a public place in fear of, you know, that you're going to sue them for using your song, you know. So it's like, yeah, not quite sure where that line is drawn all the time. Okay, let's go ahead and see what our rates are looking like. So definitely not a steady stream. They are coming in pretty frequently though. And you can just see it dropping down and coming on into the system. Over here, how many do we have saved up? That's a decent amount. On the other side, I had it stopped for a moment just because it was doing a similar thing. So it looks like we'll go ahead and get that going again soon. Oh, bamboo. Where's that bamboo falling from? Oh, well, at least this chest is drained. Looks like we're finally on these hoppers, which is good. Because I'm just trying to get it all to fill in with the bamboo completely. Make sure that I don't have any other sources of stuff anywhere. Oh, boy. That's a lot of building right there, just barely. So we need some more cobblestone walls. It looks like we used about 10 of them. 8 or 10. So I have enough there for a couple more layers at least. 5, 6. Yeah, so easily a couple more levels. It's about 4 levels of cactus and sand. So really all I'm needing is to make more of the fence posts. Let's go ahead and sleep because I don't know how long it's been since I slept last. Okay. Now one other thing that I need to think about is how much or how many sticks do I have? Looks like I don't have a crazy amount. Is that tree grown? The tree is grown over here, so we could do a little more of that for the moment. I don't know how crazy I want to get on that right now though, where I have bamboo that I can get access to for sticks. Number 1 PewDiePie fan. What is that symbol that you used? An upside down exclamation mark. It's kind of what it looks like. Hello, welcome to the stream, guys. It's single player. Are you talking about my world that it's single player? I'm not really sure what you're going on about there, dude. No, this is it's a survival Minecraft server. No mods, no cheats, nothing special. I've just spent, a few years here working in the same server. I have some friends that are in the server as well that come in and out occasionally, but they're just not as dedicated to Minecraft as I am, I guess. But anyway, I seem to stick around with Minecraft, like coming back to it more than like any other game, really. Yes, this is on a server. Yeah, and I actually, so I have it on, it's on normal difficulty, but you're not going to really see any hostile mobs, at least not in my current location because I'm in the mushroom biome. And so they're not really going to spawn in this area. I'm just trying to grab a few more fence posts because I've been working on this cactus farm right here. So this is the current build that I'm working on. I also have these bamboo farms that I'm working on that I'm going to be building up higher. It's just that currently I'm just trying to get this thing up at least to the top level up there. So I have a few more passes to go with materials here. Just need to grab a couple more sticks. Perfect place for mob farms. So one thing that I found out, because I had thought a similar thing, and what I ended up learning is that mob farms, like there's no mobs even in the caves or anything, so it's not just on the mycelium that the hostile mobs don't spawn. And so I would actually need to put the mob farm out into either the ocean, which is a good idea, or some other areas. So I do have another place on the server where I actually have a big Nembomb inspired mob farm, and like I'm talking about huge. You can look at the link in the about section of my YouTube channel. I have stuff on it there, but it is how many double chests? It's like well over I think it's around 136 double chests if I'm not mistaken. Possibly more, I don't remember the exact number, but those are already all filled up with mob drops. And so I have like, in some of these shulkers I have like, well, I did have full shulkers of gunpowder and stuff, and it's just because of the mob farm that I had. It's just that I'm kind of moving into a new area because my original bases were back before the water update, and so the oceans don't have any of the new stuff in them, and all the villages for like 10,000 blocks have already been discovered. An overworld mob farm, yes it is. I also just built a blaze farm a few days back, and that's in the nether near to this base. I need to make sure I grab my stuff before I head on back up. And what else? Trying to think what other things that I have going at the moment. Oh, I just built a big villager trading area back near my spawn castle. Like I have a really big castle at spawn. Anyway, so a lot of stuff going on this server. You're probably not going to even see like nearly all of it just watching the streams, but I'm going to go ahead and keep on, like I'll make sure that every so often I go back so you guys can see some of my other builds. This is just a new base area. I also wanted to try working with a new style that I don't have on this server. So I've already partially built an old western town, a giant tree structure, I have a pyramid area, a castle that's really large at spawn. And so the style that I wanted to do in this area was actually more of a modern style with like skyscraper kind of stuff. And so this cactus farm is actually going to be contained within like an oversized skyscraper. So that's some of the current plans, I guess. And I'm just gonna be working right now at the moment on this cactus farm. So yep, this cactus farm, just so you guys know, this is not my design. Like, it's a design from Il Mongo, if any of you guys have heard of Il Mongo. So this is one of the highest efficiency cactus farms that he was able to come up with. And like the hole in the middle was not his design, so I modified his design somewhat. But it also wasn't my original design, because the cactus farms, like, I knew how to build a cactus farm, but mine had a much lower efficiency. This one is at, I believe it's like 75% efficiency, and it's the most compact you can make it. Okay, so you also know who Il Mongo is, yep. So yeah, my mob dropper is the one designed by Nembomb. Like, if you know who Il Mongo is, you probably know Nembomb. I have one of those back at the pyramid base. And I originally started this world with the Guardian farm that was pre-113 based on Nembomb's design. But when I had the update for the water update, that totally killed that. And so I actually changed over and modified it to a design that was a little bit more inspired by Iskall and Rendogs on the Hermitcraft server. And then that one took a hit when this update came out, the villager update. I don't know if it's just because I have more villagers near the spawn castle now and I need to just kill off a bunch of them, but the rates there tanked big time. And so I just decided to give it a little bit until I could figure out what was actually going on with everything, and then I would revisit it again. But anyway, this I'm hoping to be a completely passive XP farm, just using the furnace. It's like the fact that furnaces will store XP. I'm just counting on that if I get enough cactus going. Yeah, it did screw with mob spawning, I will agree with you on that. Yeah, it's actually kind of funny because I was watching a different video with Exumavoid off of the Hermitcraft server, and he was comparing 113 and 114, and he was saying that his Guardian farm was outputting more in the 114 update, which I want to figure out why that is, because I know that my Guardian farm was like, it went from putting out like a steady stream of Guardians to where it was maybe just 4 or 5 at a time. Like, it was horrible compared to what it had been. And that was the second update in a row that it's messed up that Guardian farm. So anyway, so yeah, this is going to be hopefully a fully automatic XP like generator, I don't know. Plus I'm going to also have plenty of bamboo from everything involved in this, so that I can make a bunch of scaffolding, as well as all of the green dye, which is going to be useful in some of my other builds. And I'll probably incorporate some of the green colored stuff in this area as well. Anyway. I have some other things that are kind of pending. So I want to get like a new iron farm going. Like, I've seen the newer ones, it looks like they're much larger, because you have to have like 200 villagers to get reasonable rates. And you also have to have all of this stuff set up for the villagers, you know, with the beds and the workstations and everything. So that's something that I might try and build both a villager trading center just until I can get some good villagers, as well as, you know, like an iron farm. One of the things that happened recently was actually live on stream, is I had finally gotten a mending villager after I don't know how long. Like I tried for so long to get a mending villager. You know, just spent hours with the villager breeder, librarian after librarian, never could get one. And then I finally got one right after the update came out. I put down a bunch of lecterns and one of them just randomly happened to have mending on him. And so I was super pumped, but then all of a sudden, like, the majority of my villagers just disappeared out of my villager trading center. So I'd gone and worked in it, got it completely filled up just about with villagers, like all kinds of librarians. And then all of a sudden they just disappeared. I have no idea why that happened. But anyway, I lost my mending villager, so now I need to go and try and figure something out with that again. It was like literally after probably a few dozen hours of work to get that one mending villager. Then I lost him within just a couple of days. So I did get, you know, I got a few mending books out of him, but it was way too short of a time to have that guy, so. Oh, thank you, Omer Person, for the follow. Yeah, let me know if there's anything else that you'd be interested in seeing. Like, I'm definitely open to building or working on different mob farms. And it probably wouldn't happen immediately, but I definitely will be working on other large survival Minecraft builds in the future. Like I said earlier, this is completely survival, completely like with mobs on and everything, so I'm just, you know, just trying to stay true to the Minecraft that I love. I don't know, I've kind of had this chat on a few other streams before, but I kind of stray away from creative because it feels almost a little bit too much like cheating to me. And so instead of, you know, doing big builds in creative, then I end up spending dozens of hours. The shulker duplicator. I have not ever heard of a shulker duplicator, actually. Is that a thing? Here, let me check that out on YouTube real fast, see if there's any shulker duplicator. Yeah, I have not heard of a shulker duplicator. That would be really convenient. I am not seeing anything for 114. Any item dupe? So zombie conversion duping. I have heard of zombie conversion duping before. But no, I have not done any duplicating glitches or anything. The one that I would consider on this, just because of how expensive it is TNT duping. Thank you, Banded Panda, for the follow. Anyway, so I would consider TNT duping just because of how much sand it requires, and there's not a great way to get sand. But just about everything else I've just tried to make a legitimate farm for. Yeah, I'll have to maybe look into that a little bit more. That is interesting as well, just because of how hard the shulkers are to get. However, I did do quite a lot of like end busting or end exploring, and I could show you my store. I actually got quite a bit of diamond gear from that, way more than I'd ever created myself. And you know, I spent all the time killing all the shulkers. Now, I don't have any mods or anything. Like, I think on the Hermitcraft server they have mods so that you can get 2 shulker shells per shulker that you kill. And I haven't used anything like that, so Yeah, it's just been a lot of hours. I don't know how many deaths I have. I don't have any way to keep track of that, I don't think. Unless it's hidden somewhere in the statistics, but I've died quite a few times. Probably my least favorite build to date was I tried to do a Tango Tech inspired Wither skeleton farm. That's why I have the beacons around the edge of this, if you can... I don't know if you can see them very well. There you go. So I have 4 beacons around the edge of this base currently, and more at my other bases, and all of that was from the Wither skeleton farm. And that, like, working on a fortress like that is such a pain in the butt, mainly with blazes. Just because they'd spawn there in the fortress and then attack you, and it was like, especially working over like pools of lava trying to build out the platform, it was just, I don't think I would ever want to do that build again, honestly. Like, maybe if something happened to this server, then I would approach it again, but I definitely wouldn't do it without some help, because I did that one completely solo, and I think it would at least be more manageable if you had a friend helping you there. But okay, looks like I'm almost done with this level of cactus. Yeah, I want this to get to the point where it's big enough that I have pretty much a steady stream of cactus flowing in. And I don't know how big that means that it needs to go, but the level that I set was this glass top here. And that's where I'm going to try and get it, at least at first, just to see. So Pizza Man, are you a long-time Minecrafter? It sounds like you know quite a bit of the different creators that I've talked about, so like I'd imagine that you've actually been working on some of these similarly big builds yourself. Thank you for the follow, Tootsie Rolls. Yeah, it's always interesting to me when I hear of someone that does big stuff, because I have friends that, like, I've been playing since the beta, but I have friends that started basically with the alpha, like all the way back to the basically the classic Minecraft that they just released again, back to that kind of level of Minecrafting. School gets in the way at the moment, but yeah, I definitely understand the school dilemma there. Anyway, but yeah, when it comes to Minecraft though, like my friends introduced me to it, but I got way more into it than I feel like they ever really did, so. I think Mumbo Jumbo's probably the one that got me into a lot of these big builds. Just because he was the one that I originally saw on the Hermitcraft server. And some of his builds are just so awesome that I just had to try out some of them on my own. But let's see. Okay, so what I'm doing here, just so that it actually makes a little bit of sense, is I'm just building up the platform that I can land on for this next level, just so that once I get the stuff in here, I don't know, because I can't really go up from where I'm at currently. Although, okay. Well, I'm missing 2 spaces for the end rods, but I'll go ahead and hop on top again. Nice. Yeah, I feel like Mumbo Jumbo, some of his videos, like, I like Nembom and Ilmongo, but Mumbo is just more of a personality. And so he's the one that, like, it was in some of his videos that he talked about Nembomb and Ilmongo, and so that's why I checked him out. And then saw some of the crazy stuff that they're doing on the Psycraft server. But they're almost a little bit too much for me. Like where they do like all the world removal and stuff, that's just a little bit much. Okay, so I have one thing of end rods missing there. I should have one other spot though that I am missing end rods from. Where is that gonna be at? Okay, well I need to find that, so I'm gonna wander through here and take some damage as I do, but I need to make sure that this is all done correctly here. To make a quarry? What do you mean by quarry? Like a TNT quarry? To where you just like have the TNT dropping, or do you mean some other kind of... Oh, here's the spot that I missed. Okay, can I wander through here? Looks like I'm not going to be able to, but I can drop down at least. It's kind of maddening when you miss a couple of things like that. A Psycraft quarry. So do you mean like the world remover thingies that they have going? Because yeah, some of their stuff that they have going on there, I mean, like the Psycraft, one of the Guardian farms that Nembomb did was really out there, because it was like just shooting them into the nether at a crazy rate. Okay, let's see if I can just fly up to the top here now, because I don't want to have to go all the way back down through the bottom. And then you guys can kind of get a look at this from the top. If I can slow down. Yeah, I'll have to look into that Psycraft quarry a little bit. I think I might know what you're talking about. It retrieves all the items and stores them. Holy cow. Yeah, Psycraft, like, if you've seen the teleportation stuff that they do on that, that in of itself is a little bit much as well. Like if you know what I'm talking about, where you throw the ender pearl into like a waterfall and then sleep, and then at the other like side of like 12,000 blocks there's another waterfall with a different ender pearl that you threw earlier, and it transports you to that location. It's like legitimately just transporting like 12,000 blocks in Minecraft. That is just insane. Yeah, definitely Mumbo though. I mean, kind of going back to him, like when I saw some of his builds, it was like his original mob dropper before he used the Nembomb design. Like that was totally doable, you know, even without knowing a lot of redstone. And Nembomb's design I think is actually easier. It's just the clock at the top that always got me, because I could never figure out how he got it to work how he did when I actually tried to build it, even looking at his one of the videos that he has that showcased in. Anyway. Yeah, definitely if you're interested in this kind of stuff, I bet you would like some of my other videos that I have. It's like I started out originally on YouTube, and the only reason I started streaming was because I switched computers, and I was having trouble getting all my video stuff transferred over to my new computer. And so in the meantime I decided to stream, but then I've actually had a little more fun streaming. Just because making a YouTube video, if you've ever tried that, I mean, it's like, I don't know, I'd probably put in 20-30 hours of work in Minecraft for like 3 hours of footage, which I would then edit down to like 12 to 20 minutes and basically chop out most of that. So the streams at least is a little bit more naturally, like you actually see me doing a lot of the building and stuff, and there's not as much of that back end work. Anyway, so I'm going to try and get a lot of the replays up on YouTube, and maybe I'll try and edit those down as well, but there's also a little bit of a delay on DLive, so it takes a day or two for me to get my replays available. But I'm definitely going to try that still, once I get everything completely figured out with my video editing stuff. So the world, the whole probably first year and a half or 2 years of this world are in just like 8 or 9 episodes on YouTube. Is that okay? I'm sorry if I kind of cut off. I'm just trying to make sure that I am keeping track of this stuff while I'm building as well, because I'm just trying to avoid making mistakes if I can, like that I just barely made. Let's see if I can... Okay, I did not pick up that. So the problem with dropping that is that this is going to go into some furnace systems. Now I locked the furnaces, like the hopper that lead to the furnaces, and so it should be somewhere in here or the other side, but I just don't want to forget about it and then have it go in and be burned up, because this is set up to where I use the exact amounts of like 64, and you know, so I do have a few odd blocks, but I just don't want too many of those lying around. Okay, let's see now. So, Pizza Man, are you a big fan of AFK fish farms, or are you one of the guys that doesn't really like AFK fish farms? I know that I've seen some of the people on the Hermitcraft server that don't really seem to like Exuma Void doing the AFK fishing, or they at least kind of troll him for it. Now personally for me, there's other ways to get those items. Crap. Anyway, there's other ways to get those items. Yeah, you're live. Awesome. Yeah, so I don't know what design you like most. I've tried Exuma Void's like smaller, more compact designs, and for some reason they just don't work as well for me as Mumbo Jumbo's AFK fish farm. So Mumbo Jumbo, what was it? I think maybe the 4th season of Hermitcraft. He builds this AFK fish farm, and I figured out how, like I tried to rewatch, and I think he has a tutorial somewhere too, but it's hard to find about that video. Anyway, I went ahead though, and like I usually use Mumbo Jumbo's design. I may try and modify it eventually. Gold pressure plate, iron trapdoor with note block design. Yeah, so Mumbo Jumbo's design is a bit larger, but it uses like this redstone circuitry that wraps around to open up the iron door. So it's like a full-size iron door with a note block behind it, and then just the tripwire hooks that, you know, detect whether or not the bobber, I guess, is what you'd call the end of the fishing rod in the water. So yeah, I built one of those like first thing when I started this world, because I didn't want to have such a slow start. And honestly, like, I don't know, probably the first 7 years or so that I played Minecraft, I used mainly stone tools because I didn't know how to make iron farms, and iron and diamonds were just so hard to come by with just the methods that I had. But yeah, then learning how to make AFK fish farms so that I could get mending books relatively early to get a mending pick, that totally changes the game, because then you can have diamond tools so early. But yeah, one of the things that I did though is after I made that mob farm, there's an ideal place to AFK up above the mob farm, and so I also added in an AFK fish farm at the top there, as well as 4 iron farms, like some of the pre-114 iron farms that were just super simple to build with just the doors. And I spaced those around so that I could be getting not only the AFK fish drops, but also be doing iron as well as the mob drops when I could AFK overnight. And yeah, I really like that setup. I'll probably do something similar here, like make it so that I can AFK in this area with like not only a fish farm, but have all these other farms within distance as well to keep them going. Just because like burning all the cactus to be able to harvest the XP does take quite a while. So if I can get most of that just leaving on my computer overnight, then I'm going to work on that, you know, so then that I can be in different areas but still have plenty of XP available to repair my stuff. Okay, looks like we're good there. We're almost all the way done with this level. I do like the fact with some of these big builds though that like at first it took me quite a while to figure things out. But once you get moving on these kind of builds, then you just stay moving. Oh shoot, you know what? Okay, right now I can tell you I'm already going to need 2 more of both spruce fences and end rods. So I'm going to hurry and hop down to grab those real fast. And then we'll hop on up before we do that next level. And as you can see right here, it does look like we have a good amount of cactus flowing in at the moment. Let's see, is this one still locked? So I locked this one just because it was wasting some of the fuel because it was coming in kind of slowly, so I'll probably open it up again here in a moment. But yeah, this is all that's gone so far, and I've harvested XP out of this already, so it's not going to give me very much when it's all said and done. But yeah, let's go ahead and unlock that. The other side is also locked, but I just did lava buckets for the time being on this side because I had plenty of extra iron. Okay, so it goes all the way up to these chests. But I wanted to get this pretty full as well before I started allowing stuff to go through, so that I wasn't just wasting all the lava buckets either. Anyway, we have... Okay, that should be enough to do that next level now, so let's go up and do that. I need to make sure I go up the right stairs. So also in this area I have that little, well, not super little, but it's a TNT tree farm Okay, well, thanks for coming, Pizza Man. I hope you have a good day too. And do good on that essay, dude. And I was looking away from the screen and walked off of the stairs. Anyway, so I have that TNT tree farm with the 114 update. Another thing that they added was that TNT no longer destroyed all the blocks, which meant that, like, as far as wood, one of the more annoying things for me to do with cutting down trees is just dealing with the leaves. It's like a lot of times I have big tree farms and I'm cutting down trees and the leaves would take forever to disappear. One thing that I've noticed is in the new update, they seem to disappear at a faster rate, which is nice. But as well, I've just been using the TNT just to blow up that top part of the tree, just so that I don't really have to deal with all the leaves at the top there. Because if I was interested in collecting the leaves, then I would, but I'm not really interested at this point. So, I don't know, I probably don't do nearly as many builds with leaves that I could, but I'm not usually building stuff with slime blocks either. And the amount of detailing that I do with leaves does not justify, having multiple double chests of them, so. Okay, well, after I do this next level, I'm probably going to take a little break from the cactus farm. Maybe change it up with some caving or something, because this is a very monotonous process. And it probably doesn't make for the best viewing experience. Oh, poop. Okay, well, at least it didn't drop. My music stopped playing. Okay. No groove hogging today. Well, I guess I'm back to just my normal. Oh no. Are you kidding me? I just wasted that end rod, I think, because it's going to be destroyed by the cactus for sure. So I guess I'll just grab out an extra end rod and we'll just go ahead and sacrifice that one to the cactus. How many? 2, 3, 4. Oh, that was a good little string there. You know what I do need to do? I need to find PewDiePie. I think my friend sent me a thing showing that PewDiePie had finally done some stuff in DLive. And I need to go find his channel and follow it, because I want to upload. I don't know why I do this to myself, guys. Anyway. So yeah, I'm trying to, because I am trying to be a creator, I'm trying to make sure that I'm following people that I'm invested in. And that I think are definitely worth following. And PewDiePie for sure is top of that list. So I want him to be the first one that I followed. Especially since he was the one that got me here to DLive anyway. Because otherwise I probably would have been, you know, spending my time on Twitch or something else like that, so. Okay, now that end rod that was wasted. Bye-bye. It might end up to where we can save it, I don't know, it depends on how it fell right there. Okay. Oh boy, we are moving through this. It's always kind of exciting to me, like, working on a big project at first can seem pretty, I don't know, pretty, what's the correct word in this situation? Excuse me. It can be pretty, not terrifying, not suspenseful, what's the word? I know that there's a word that describes exactly what I'm trying to say that I can't think of at the moment. I don't know. Anyway, it can just seem like quite a task to take on. Right, but when you're getting towards the end of it, then it is always such a relief. And like, you know, just to look at the tasks that you did and be like, holy cow, I can't believe I just did that, you know? That this was my work that I put forward, and you have such a sense of accomplishment. I don't know, that's one of the things that I like about Minecraft over other games. Is other games I always don't, or I guess I don't always feel that sense of accomplishment. Maybe in Super Smash, just because of how hard Super Smash can be, so when you finally beat the game, it's like... But then usually after that, it doesn't have the same replayability, for me at least, as a game like Minecraft does, so... I mean, I beat Super Smash Bros. Brawl, I'm currently working on Ultimate right now. But I do that at a little bit slower pace than even Minecraft. In Minecraft, there's really no point to what I'm doing. Like, let's be real, does it matter that I build this cactus farm in any kind of real life thing? Probably not. I mean, it's for your guys' enjoyment and for my own creative juices that need to be expressed, but I always like the idea, like, enjoying being outside. Like, one thing that I used to do on campouts with my younger brothers, we'd build what we called squirrel huts, which is basically a crude stick structure covered in pine needles and leaves that was big enough for, like, a squirrel to crawl under. Like, I mean, maybe a small child, but even for us, it was, when I was little, they were still kind of a tight spot to get into. Anyway, like, then seeing, like, the survival kind of guys that then build, like, their own shelters and, like, make their own clay, like, tiles for their roofs and stuff, like, watching that kind of stuff, I really enjoy that, and I really wish I had a place that I could do that. Like, I totally think that if I had my own property that had a good amount of woods on it or something, I would totally be doing that kind of thing, just for fun. But because I live in a tiny little apartment, that I am very limited on my workspace for different projects and stuff, then Minecraft is pretty much how I get that creativeness out. I mean, I still have other little things, like doing little projects with, like, my hot glue gun or cardboard still, but it's just not on the same level. One of the things I did do recently, though, that I tried to use in a stream, but it didn't go over super well, at least not that original stream, was wearing a Skyrim inspired helmet. Like, I basically made my own paper mache / cardboard / tape / paint helmet that looks like an iron helmet from Skyrim. That was pretty fun to make, but it also was very, I don't know, that's a very niche thing, I guess, for people to actually be like, oh, that's cool, you know, like, I was hoping that it'd even just attract people to the stream, but I guess my camera's not good enough quality to really do it justice, so I just look like a massive nerd playing Skyrim for no reason. Anyway, I probably am a massive nerd, though. Like, after thinking that kids were slightly nerdy playing Dungeons and Dragons growing up and having some members of my family look down on that, and after playing games like Munchkin, which was inspired by Dungeons and Dragons, then it's like, oh, that actually seems like Dungeons and Dragons could be interesting. And now I have another brother who's actually started playing, so who knows, maybe I'll start doing that a little bit as well. I don't know. I definitely like deck building or more complicated card games and stuff. I occasionally play Magic on the PC, but one of the problems is I don't really have any close friends that play it. So I don't play it as much as I probably would otherwise. But it just requires a certain kind of person to find some of that stuff enjoyable, right? here we go. Let's build this last little bit out. Just need to make sure that I get all of these. Oh no, where did I miss? I have 2 spots that I missed putting end rods in. Oh, dang it. Okay, looks like I'm gonna have to try and see if I can get up on top here and figure this out. This is such a pain in the butt to try and figure out where I missed something like that. I'm just doing senseless damage to myself right now. Where's that at, though? Like, seriously. Normally I find those spots faster than I am right now. Okay, well, let's take a second and eat so I don't die, at least. Oh, here's one. Does that mean the other one's... Nope, it's not there. Where would that have been? I mean, I went through here one complete time. I guess we can try it again and see if we missed it early on. Oh boy, holy cow. I shouldn't have these 2 extra end rods. I mean, that's just it, is I should not have them, so I should have a spot that I can find where I missed placing 2 of them. There it is. Holy cow, I can't believe I missed that the first time. Okay, well, at least I am here. After all that pain in the butt that I just went through. Okay, well, we can go ahead and we'll pull this stuff down now, because I actually... I'm down to where I only need the 2 things. So let's see if we can pop up just a little bit. Looks like we got the full flight going. Oh, oh no, not the lag. Okay. This game has been lag-tastic since the update. Oh no, dang it. And there goes that fence post. Oh, not another one. You gotta be joking. Okay, I should just banish myself. Holy cow. I can't believe I just did that twice in a row. That is some seriously bad Minecrafting right there. It should be here any moment now. There we go. Okay, let's try this again. I think it's just because I'm getting so... I don't know, it's just become so monotonous for a little bit that I just need to take a little break from this to clear my mind. Okay, where am I at now? Okay, I did not make it far. So I will be done once I've placed basically the rest of these fence posts. And the rest of these stone slabs. So the stone slabs are probably the better indicator, just because it's easier to see that they're counting down. And we have one more stack of 64 after this, so once this is all placed, then I will go ahead and take a little break from this farm for the moment. Let's just be careful. Okay. Maybe we'll swap over to doing some of that bamboo again. I wonder if my chat does that. Like, it seems like the chat kind of just moves every so often without... Oh, thunder. Oh, nice. Maybe I'm gonna get my skeleton horse army finally. I at one point had a skeleton horse, but then on stream I tried to make a stupid jump with him off of Cloud City, and the horse had to be abandoned like a Yoshi and Mario to make the jump and survive. So yeah, I killed the one that I had, and he's literally the only one that I've gotten on this server so far, so I'm hoping to get another skeleton horse sometime. Just waiting for that right moment, you know. Just have to be very careful to not kill the horses and only kill the riders. It's amazing how infrequent these lightning storms are though. Like, I mean, there's one bolt of lightning and I haven't seen anything else. No, I just thought of a new meme template. Wouldn't it be hilarious if you found a news article of a lady that survived being struck by lightning and mixed it with Monty Python? She's a witch! You know, because in Minecraft, if a person gets struck by lightning, they become a witch. I don't know what else you'd use it for. Like, it'd only be good for that one meme, but if any memesters watch this, I want to see that meme in chat. Maybe not on chat, but like linked to my channel or something. I don't know. You figure out how you want to do it. Honestly, I'd probably be making memes with paint if I... Because I have access to Photoshop, but I'm just so bad at the current Photoshop. Because the Photoshop that I learned on was a few iterations ago. And then also just finding source materials to even work with. Yeah. I mean, when I was in high school, I could get away with just stealing random stuff off the internet, right, because of educational use, but it's not quite the same with copyrighted images when you're an adult and you don't have an educational purpose for what you're doing. So there's a couple more things with thunder, but I don't see many more. Oh, look at this. We are nearly done with this level. It's been a long time coming. Such a long time. Yeah, that's what that kind of reminds me of. It's kind of like Stevie Nicks. Just like a one-winged dove, sing songs and like a singing. Just the very start, that strumming, that rhythm that it has going. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, that is it for this level. I'm already picking up more cactus. Let's go ahead and toss that in. Let's see how much this is filled up. So we're already over stack there, and it looks like we maybe have a couple more passes is all. Crazy enough to think about. Oh. Yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and take a moment here. I think, let's see, we need more spruce fence. We're actually going through most of this. We have, oh, you know what? We need one more stack of cactus for 2 more levels of this farm. So let's grab just one out of here before we, oh yeah, I did get the full stack, okay. Anyway, we need one more stack of cactus there. These were basically all full when I started. So it goes to show how much I've been using of different resources. So I need at least, what is it, 10 fences or so? But I already had 2, so about 8 more. Let's see if we have any bamboo stacked up in here still. Go ahead and steal some of this. I've been using the bamboo for sticks just to try and help supplement the amount of wood that I need to collect, because I don't have an official tree farm going yet. This is basically what I have, and I'm just using dynamite to blow up the top where the leaves are and then collecting out the rest of the stuff. And as you can notice, the server's just a tiny bit laggy, so I probably need to pay for more RAM on it, but I'm going to leave the thunderstorm going because I'm hoping to see a skeleton horse somewhere close by. Maybe I should actually... Here, maybe while I'm thinking about it, let's see if this desert is close enough. Because currently I'm in the mushroom biome, so there's no hostile mobs spawning. But over here in the desert that's next to me, there should be some hostile mobs. I just don't know though if that's close enough that they're still going to be able to load in if there is any lightning strikes for zombie horse. Is that just a lot of skeletons with bows? Okay, well let's see if maybe just loading in that much just by standing there will help us out for a moment if we can get a skeleton horse here. Otherwise I might just explore once I get this tree chopped down, but I should probably finish cutting down the tree before I go killing mobs. Anyway, just be fast with this. So I think one more drop of TNT. And then just because I don't have a TNT duplicator where there's not leaves, I've just been breaking the wood on my own. It's just that, like, I don't want to have all the leaves to deal with up top. And so it's just a little faster to just get rid of them completely with the TNT. Because I'm already getting enough drops from the TNT as it is to maintain the levels that I'm using. Why are these not stacking? Okay, well, let's just go put this down. Oh, it cleared up. Shoot. That was a very short thunderstorm. I'm gonna go do some exploring real quick nearby just to see if we did get any skeleton horses, because I don't want them to despawn if there is. Well, welcome to the stream, whoever you are. Looks like we have one person here. Yeah, I'm just working on this cactus farm. I just finished doing a couple of levels, so I'm taking a moment to take care of some other stuff and kind of clear my head from just the monotony of building that same cactus farm over and over. Looks like they all despawn, the ones that were here. Let's take a fly over the island and see if there are any of the edges where it's not perfectly mushroomed that there may be something. Probably not. Yeah, looks like it's just the mushrooms here. Ductendo, I'm here, haha, listening on the side. Well, thank you for the follow, Ductendo, and thank you for being here, even if you are just listening. I know that that's how most of the Minecrafters that I watch, a lot of times I'll just listen to them and just kind of glance over while I'm listening. So I totally understand what you're doing there. Oh, there we go. I just grew a tree on myself. See, this is the worst kind of tree. Like the ones that are completely covered in leaves all the way down. So we're really gonna take it with dynamite this time. I don't know, probably my favorite big spruce trees. Or do you call them redwoods in Minecraft? Because they're not redwoods, but they're kind of like a redwood, right? Anyway, my favorite ones of these are actually the ones that are just tall with like hardly any leaves on them at all, because even those ones will drop at least 4 saplings. So okay, I think that might be good. far as the dynamite's concerned at least. I can't get too low because I don't want to destroy the dirt blocks underneath this farm, but let's see, well I'm at least a 64 there, so I can start crafting some stuff at the minimum. Let's put these over, wrong thing. Okay. So one of the funny things with this new update that is kind of convenient but kind of broken at the same time is the fact that these wandering traders don't just go to villages. So I'll have the wandering village or trade or whatever just randomly show up at my base here. And so instead of having to go find some mountains to get llamas, then I have a bunch of llamas here at my base from these villager traders, because I only killed one of them, but I have like 8 llamas, or 9, 10, I don't know. There's a bunch of them. Let's see, do I have any wheat? Because one thing that I haven't checked yet is whether or not I could breed the llamas for just normal baby llamas. Because if I can, then I already have a good amount of llamas to start breeding with. I do not know though if I have any wheat or hay. Oh, that's unfortunate if I don't. I could go ahead and work on a different, a wheat farm. I have all the stuff for it. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna need to do some enchanting here soon. Well, that's slowly breaking down. Okay, should I work on some more bamboo? I just don't know if I need more bamboo at the moment yet. Like, I'm gonna be building that up, but do I want to make that right now? Okay, that's all completely finished out now. How far is this? Okay, so these are... Oh, there's the end rod. It made it in there and messed with stuff. Loner end rods just messing stuff up. Okay, well... I'm gonna need to go do some sand mining. Oh, what the heck happened here? How long has that been? Okay. And this one's still locked out with plenty of stuff there. So let's get to where it's pretty steady. Definitely after a few more layers, this thing is going to be really pushing it out. So I'm just waiting on the spruce. This is looking pretty cool though. Like, I mean, once it's removed, then I'll start doing like some kind of architecture stuff around there to really spruce it up and make it look nice. I can't believe I have no hay anywhere. You know what? Maybe it's a good time to go explore a little bit, because I just need a moment to clear my head. So I'm gonna just write down my coordinates real fast. 839 and -8175. Okay, so this is my... So I'm going to have that, and I'm just going to go wander. Maybe I'll take the boat with me, that I have my llama in here. We'll just go explore. What should I name this llama? Should I name him Cusco? How about I name this one Cusco? Cusco's a good name. Okay, well I've been off down this side a little bit out towards that direction. So I'm probably going to try and stick around this landmass a little bit more. Because what I want to find... Is that a little end? The drowned thing? If we see any drowned with tridents, does that guy have a trident? I'm gonna go for the kill on drowned with tridents. Yep, he does have a trident. Wait, who had it? Who had it? You! So if I can get another trident... I got my last one on stream. No trident? Not even some rotten flesh, are you kidding me? Oh, there's the rotten flesh at least. Did I see another trident being thrown though? Oh yes, there's another one. Boom. Okay, where'd you go, dude? Come on, let's get trident number 2. Yes! Yes, that is so awesome. Second trident on stream. I don't know what it is about streaming, but I'm getting the tridents, guys. Phew. That is awesome. Just kill another guy there with the trident. Now I have multiple to play with. Because there's different effects that you can put on tridents that have different things that they can do. And so to get the full trident experience, I'm going to need to have a couple of them. Okay, do I have anyone with a trident down here? You do have a chest that I can loot if I kill you guys off, but there's a few of you here. These chests are usually match up with the ones at the boats as well, so let's just head on out. Oh, awesome. A second trident. What am I gonna do with the tridents, guys? I mean, I guess I could build a drowned farm. That might be a good way to get a little bit of sustainable gold or something. I don't know, probably not a lot, but I need some villagers to do that, so I'm going to see if I can locate a village. So that's going to be one of the things that I'm going to be doing in the future, is building a little villager trading area soon. Nothing here. You know, I think I might have already explored some of these shipwrecks too. What is going on with that shipwreck? Or actually, maybe I haven't explored this one. Let's just see what's in here. Or you know what? Here. Let's do our due diligence. There's another shipwreck that I left back there a little ways. I'll go check out that shipwreck first, because there might be diamonds or something worthwhile in it. And then we'll come back to this half a ship here, because this other one was at least a lot more complete. I don't know, maybe we get lucky and we regenerate in another trident wielding drowned. What was that on there? Oh, it's got to be an abandoned mine shaft. I bet those are minecart chests. Yeah, I'd almost guarantee. Whoa, how cool is this? Not only is it complete, but it's almost entirely enclosed in just like this little lake here. You know, that could be like a cool place to just build like a ship in a bottle. Looks like I've been here before, so yeah, but I did not get a good look at that. But that's kind of a cool idea, a ship in a bottle. Here, you know, let's write that down. Ship in a bottle. In a bottle. 8334. Okay. So yeah, that could be a fun idea for just a smaller build. Or at least like, you know, like some kind of self-contained ship build. I don't know. Like that gives me a few ideas, and it's definitely worth a try. Yeah, earlier on, so it looks like I have been there before, but I honestly didn't have that thought beforehand. But a ship in a bottle, that seems like such a Minecrafty thing to build, at least from the water update. I know it's a little bit late for that, but... Okay, let's go ahead and check out this ship, because I doubt that I've actually looted this one. Even though I did loot that last one. Let's... Yeah, yep, have not looted it. Is the... Shoot. Okay, let's do that. Is the map one that looks familiar? I think so. I think I have already been to this location on the map. So we'll zip by there, but I think I'm just going to find a place that I've already looted. How do I get into this room here? Because it generated in this weird, like, oh, here we go. Awesome, there's some emeralds. That is just fine by me. I wonder how the game determines how much of a ship it's going to put in, because a lot of times they're incomplete. And then rarely you find those full ships. So it does make me wonder just a little bit, like how it actually does all that kind of stuff. Oh shoot. Oh look, another ship here. These waters be full of treasure. And I don't know why, but I just became part pirate. Arr. Oh, come on, I can swim out of this. There we go. Oh, no diamonds here. Poisonous potatoes. What can I make with poisonous potatoes? Anything good? Oh, there's a lot of books. Holy cow. Is this the same treasure map? I believe it is. Oh, is that a village? Awesome. Let's see what kind of village this is up here. Because this is what I need, is a village here. It's got some cows next to it. Look at this nice boardwalk for me to park my boat here. What biome is this? Plains? Oh look, a potion brewing stand for the cleric. Nice. I have not seen many of these new villages on the server yet, so I'm just gonna check them out. Is there any potions on here? No. No blaze rod fuel either. Oh, and we got the creeper over here. What's he doing? Is he gonna sneak up and blow someone up? What a malicious thing to do, creeper. Yeah, I know what you're thinking. Holy cow, this game is lagging so hard. This is what happens when you don't pay enough for a server, guys. When you're underpaying on a server. Oh, look, potatoes. I'm just robbing him while he's asleep because that's what you do. He can keep his dandelion, though. You don't even have a job yet, dude. What kind of waste of villager life are you? Oh, and you're even worse. What do I do, guys? The creeper's trying to kill me. Now let's just hurry and sneak outside and hopefully he won't blow up any of these villagers because I really don't want to lose anyone at this point. What is this place? Oh, is this a Fletcher? If that's a Fletcher's. I wonder when the night is going to end. Wow, this is a really weird structure here. What was that supposed to be? Like it has a balcony, but the tiniest balcony on Earth. Oh. So you can really see the lag when I fire my arrows here. Oh, and just how poorly they're even firing. Holy cow. Let's see if this iron golem here will help me out. Okay, well this hay is what I'm actually interested in for the moment. So I'm going to take down the coordinates. Is there a faster way to mine this than with an axe? I don't know. These villagers are hard at work saving up all of that stuff. How much RAM is on the server? Only a gig. So I have a melon cube server, so it's actually really cheap. So I've been thinking about upping it. I just haven't actually done it yet. And honestly, like this world, like I have my computer set to 6 gigs of RAM available. But it would probably also help if I had a better video card, because this computer that I have is a new one that I built. But the processor doesn't have integrated graphics, so I notice it's actually a little bit slower than my previous computer on some of the chunk rendering and stuff. And I think it is because it doesn't have that extra little boost of the integrated graphics on the processor. Anyway. I could look. I don't think it's $1 a gig. It's something pretty reasonable though. So it's like, I think right now it's $4 or $5 that I'm paying maybe. Here, let me, actually I don't have it on this computer to even check it. It's linked up on my other computer. But yeah, it's pretty reasonable. Actually, let's leave this there. I already have way too many of those. Okay, well, we're gonna steal some villagers from here eventually to take back to the mushroom area. So I'm just gonna hurry and take down the coordinates super fast. But yeah, I totally need to up the amount of RAM I have available. It's just that I thought originally this was going to be sufficient. It just turned out that it was not nearly enough. Oh, sorry, I was just trying to hurry and check real quick if my child had woken up, because he was on his nap for the last little while. Here, actually, you know what? think I can do this real fast. So with Melon Cube, they're definitely cheaper than the realms, and where is their pricing though? I don't know, I guess I'd have to look into it a little bit, because it depends on like if you have automatic backups and what other little things you have going on with the server. And I don't have automatic backup set up, so I actually have to back up manually to back up my server, which I actually need to do again here pretty quick with all the work I've been doing. So there's that, and then also, yeah, just the amount of RAM you have available. I could actually have as many people as I wanted on the server. So I have the server limit set to 5 right now, because I usually don't have more than 4 or 5 people on this server at a time, even when I have friends on. So yeah, that's about what I run it at, is just 5 available player slots. But one of the other things that I've heard a little bit with this new update is that they've been having issues with chunk loading. And that's one of the bugs that they need to fix. And so if you notice right now, like, this definitely isn't normal Minecraft, that like I'm moving through the ocean and there's like these chunks that are just around me not loading as I'm passing them. So Pebblehost has $1 a gig, and it's pretty nice. $3 for 3 gigs would be sufficient, I assume. I have not heard of Pebblehost before. When I was doing my, I don't know, like looking into that kind of stuff, then I found Melon Cube. I might have to look into Pebblehost though, because Melon Cube, definitely the server speed, like if Pebblehost has servers here in the US, then that would be nice, because my ping is like, I don't know, I think it's in the high 70s or 80s, just because the server itself is in Canada and I'm in the like western US. So it's not horribly long distance, I guess, but it could be a little bit better still. And yeah, the pricing probably would be a little bit nicer if it was $1 per gig. Okay, well, let's go ahead and let's see if these 2 guys will make a baby llama. Because if they will, then I can... Oh, they make more trader llamas? Huh. Yeah, that's a baby trader llama. We might as well see if we can get some more out of this. So if these baby trader llamas, if they can actually do the normal llama stuff though, then I might just use those instead of eventually finding llamas. Pebblehost does have US servers. Are in a small public server with 7 gigs of RAM. And most you've had on is 25 and it ran perfectly. That is interesting. I will definitely look into that, Ducktendo. Thank you for letting me know about Pebblehost. Yeah, because I'm always looking for ways to get this to run better with the little that I have. And my wife, it's hard to talk her into, you know, doing big purchases, but I think if I up just a couple of dollars to get more gigs of RAM, that would definitely be a worthwhile investment and something that my wife would be just fine with. So Pebblehost. Yeah, it's amazing how many options there are when it comes to, you know, running like a Minecraft server, because I searched for a little while, but yeah, Pebblehost was something that I never came across. And I probably could have done more searching, you know, but I don't know, it seemed like the best deal that I could find at the moment, so. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to decide where to put some of these random little things that I have on me from that little journey there. So I got a second trident. That is just... So one thing that happened here within the last week, I believe, is I got my very first trident, and I was trying to get the very first one legitimately. And for whatever reason, I have just never been able to get a trident, and so I finally have, like, I finally got one last week. Now I have another one, so I'm definitely going to be doing some stuff with those. Gnomes has always been confusing me. To me, too expensive, and the only perk is cross-platform play. Yeah, definitely. With Realms, I had a Realms server like this same world, but on Realms for maybe 6 months or more. And one thing that I found as well is that it was about the same as the Melon Cube server with what I have now for how it performed, except it also kicks you if you're AFKing. So if I wanted to AFK in a place that I did not have, like an AFK fish farm or something that my guy could be doing while I was gone, then it would kick me, and so I couldn't just stand in an area. And at least on this one, then it's a dedicated server, so I can do what I want, right? Am I missing a torch from there? Yeah, it looks like there's a torch gone. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to replace that redstone torch and replace that one block, it looks like. And then I should be able to get my tree farm going a little bit more again, because I need that to be working at the moment. I did have smooth stone there previously, and it busted the smooth stone, so I might just grab another block of obsidian and just pop that in there. Because it's been that one block a couple of times now, for some reason it's busted. So 25 people. That's actually a pretty good server size, having 25. Was it all like collaborative, or was it just a bunch of people doing random stuff? So the problem that I've run into personally with some of the bigger Minecraft servers that I've been on is just that it gets a little too chaotic, I guess is how I could put it. So you have people that start griefing while there's other people that don't want griefing, and so eventually you like start to form factions within the server, and then it just goes downhill from there. I don't know if you've seen that, but I've definitely had that happen on a few servers. Oh, it wasn't vanilla. Okay. Yeah, generally for me, I play vanilla Minecraft. So yeah, this server is just straight up like what they put out as the current Minecraft update is what I'm playing. So I don't have any mods, plugins, texture packs, nothing. So and I've heard of people that do like, what's that one called, that is, it's like Minecraft but with big like digging machines and like modern like nuclear power and stuff like that. Like I found some of that stuff interesting, but I never could get into it either. So, but just normal vanilla Minecraft, it just seems to be something that I enjoy doing, so. Okay, well I will definitely look into Pebble Host. Oh, Tekkit? Probably. Yeah, I had a friend that played Tekkit a lot, and it was like, I don't know, it's like with normal Minecraft where you can already build big automatic farms. Then you sometimes get to the point where it's like a little bit much occasionally, and so you want to move to a new area. But I just imagine with like a full like fully automatic everything, that like even the mining and stuff, that would just be a little bit much. I don't know. I generally enjoy Minecraft. Just being able to change things up, you know, so it's like I did a bit of building for a couple hours already. And like where I have to gather materials, that's something that I enjoy doing, is having that little break from building. It's like creative, it just, like having everything, it almost feels like cheating to me. And I don't love only building enough to like want to just sit there and do that, like only building stuff for hours and hours on end, you know. But having that little bit of like a rhythm going of like doing some building and then doing some gathering of resources and stuff, it's just a nice, I don't know, like a nice little pattern for me that I enjoy. Oh, sounds like my son is awake now, so I think I will go get him in just a second. Sounds like he's still trying to wake up though. Normally when he wakes up from a nap, then he's kind of groggy and he... Okay, the only complaint about Pebblehost is that once every 2 weeks or so, the server sometimes just stops for some reason and you have to manually start it back up. It's because my plugin's breaking something. You know what, that's not even that bad though. Like I've had... So this server that I have currently running, how long ago was it? It was when I very first started trying to stream, so probably a couple weeks now, like 2 or 3 weeks. One of the very first streams, I set up this giant thing of TNT just to like try out that new 114 thing with TNT where it wouldn't break blocks, or at least not destroy them. Like it would break them but not destroy them completely. And I crashed my server. Like it was running at like 0 to 1 frames a second for like the solid 5 minutes, and then shortly after it completely crashed, and I had to do a full restart to even get the server working again. I was just a little too hard on it, but I don't know. I don't play with TNT that often, but you think it'd be able to handle a little bit. Yeah, definitely this Pebblehost sounds nice, so I might look into that here very soon. Like probably once I'm done streaming. Okay, I really need to go check on my son right now, though it sounds like he's at the door finally and ready to go. So I might actually end my stream here in a moment, because generally I try and end it after his nap. But thank you for stopping in, Ducktendo. I think I probably will call it there, and I'll continue next time with finishing the cactus farm and these other bamboo farms that I'm working on, and just generally building some stuff up. But yeah, thank you for stopping in. Thank you for recommending Pebblehost. I'm going to look into that. And I definitely hope you come back. I've been trying to stream most weekdays until about 4 p.m. Mountain Time. So it looks like I went a little bit longer today than normal, but generally the early afternoon for me. So I will see you next time. If you do want to see any other stuff that I've worked on, then I do have a YouTube channel in the About section that you can check out. It has some of the past builds on the server. But anyway, I will see you next time, and Ducktendo will see you later.